It is Wednesday. We are wizards, and
Heyo.
we are back, returning with Quantum Style through the Quantum Downs. This is Elf.
And Dota, hello.
And Bear is late. God knows what he's doing, but I guess we'll just do the show without him. Um, Dota, there was a resurrection that recently occurred within the cult. Can you tell us what happened?
It's a special week. It's kind of like Wizard Easter.
Yeah.
And so we'll get there. We'll get there. Well, let's come back to it.
Okay, you don't
It's a
want
big topic for
you don't want
today.
to talk about the resurrection
Yeah,
yet?
we'll get there.
Okay, it's. I think Dota doesn't want to talk about it yet because there's a little bit of shame involved. But I'm here to tell him
Yeah,
to not be
it's the
ashamed.
pain.
It's all good. But yeah, we've got a huge show today. We've got a special guest later. I want to give a 3D update. We've got cult questions. And I also want to address the Russian goblins that have infiltrated recently. Um, but maybe I'm not going to do that unless I see one of them try to come on stage today. So we'll see. But yeah, God, I don't even feel good about starting without Bear. Does anyone know where he's at?
Oh, he'll make it. He'll make it.
Okay. Well, yeah. I guess I'll just start off with we updated the website recently. I don't know how many people noticed. It is an ongoing effort, so it's not done, but I would say it's much better now. It's a little cleaner. We've got a nicer font. And I think like the next big thing is we're gonna have a much better, I guess, character page. And then the Book of Lore is also going to get a major facelift. Um, because one of the things we want to do is right after Goblin Town, we're going to start building the staking tool that we've been talking about. And the Book of Lore will interact with that. So that's just sort of why we're holding off on major Book of Lore updates.
Yeah, the Book of Lore has so much that can be done with it. I think that it's just like everything about your character can be on that page. I think that like Forgotten Market does a really good job of this in terms of showing, the walk cycles, and you can even find like the noun for a particular wizard. And I think we want to integrate a lot of that, right? Because we'll have the walk cycles, we'll have the 3D wizards, and you'll want to be able to have like a little kind of app where you can walk around or at least explore it in 3D as well. The staking infrastructure will be called like questing, and so you'll be able to have kind of the records of the quest that you went on. I think we'll probably loosen up the kind of the book skeuomorphism and make it look a bit more like a regular page, so you can kind of read all the lore just by scrolling a bit easier. So just so many changes that we want to do there in terms of like everything from stories to stats, and it's going to look really good.
Look who decided to show up.
Hey.
I thought it was Thursday. Just kidding. Hi, guys. What's up?
Hey.
Bear, I'm so glad you're here.
Liar.
I think one of the exciting things that's happening in your world is you've been planning a smallish get together in LA next month.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, well, so it was going to be not so smallish and quite large. But coming out of the San Francisco trip and juggling a couple other things that I think will hit in March, producing like a 1,500 person party just didn't seem like the proper thing to do. But yes, we will definitely have a get together. It'll be fun. The vibes will be high. I know that there's some fun people coming into town, and there's already a bunch of people in the greater Los Angeles area who will be attending. So yeah, more details to come, but we will definitely have a date, a time, and a place to all hang out and enjoy each other's magic. So yeah, so just keep a lookout the next couple weeks.
When is that happening?
It is the week of March 20th. So that's the 20th is a Monday. So like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is kind of when like this conference is happening. But I think it's probably going to be on the Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. So the 20th, 21st, or 22nd. Also, a little chip on my shoulder. I don't even know if I told you two guys, but I got an email from NFTLA or whatever they're calling it about like, hey, we would love for you to come speak at the conference as long as you like pay a sponsorship fee. And so I just
How
thought it
much is
was
the fee?
well, I'm trying to get it out of them because I'm trying to just keep it going because I really want to publish the entire email chain because I just think it is so obnoxious and ass backwards to have a pay to play situation. It's like, yeah, like we totally want to
Right.
educate the community. But if you want to say anything, you have to pay us money. It's like, oh Jesus. Like no wonder everybody hates these conferences.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's why we do our own event.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so yeah, it's the week of March 20th through 24th. We don't know the exact day we'll have a get together, and it's not going to be anything like the party we held in New York last year, but it should be fun.
Yeah. Maybe
And
I'll come.
Dota's probably not going to be there.
No, maybe I'll come. I'm sitting here thinking, oh, that could be
Oh
fun.
wow. Is Dota gonna
know.
grace us?
I miss you guys. It's not about gracing. It's just I'm like lazy. I don't like being on a plane.
Yeah. Well, you can always take a train.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, yeah. So I know a lot of people just always ask, like, when's the next meetup? And I think like it sounds like this is most likely gonna happen. So yeah, more details to come on that. Let's see. We've got a
By the
bunch
way,
of cult questions.
Elf, it feels like
Yeah.
energy's really low. Can you like pick it up a little bit? Jesus.
What, for
You know,
me?
we
Yeah.
were wondering where you were. We just missed you. We missed your
Yeah.
energy. We're running
Yeah,
on
yeah, Bear, it's your
66%.
fault.
Okay, well,
69%.
what 60? We're running on 69%. What was the song you guys played at the top?
Oh, it was
I
Return
don't
of the
know.
Mac, and it was relevant because we just had a wizard return from the dead.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, I'm sure
I was
people
gonna
See how
suggest
clever that
knocking on
was?
heaven's door.
Yeah. All right, well, let's talk about it.
Well, Dota doesn't want to talk about it just yet. Let me go over some cult questions first.
Okay, we'll do some cult questions, then we'll talk about it.
Okay. So Wild Mage was asking about warriors with no weapons and no shield. And Wild Mage said that we talked about this before, but I actually don't remember talking about this. Do you guys remember talking about that?
Warriors that have no weapon or shield?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Okay, so I might contradict whatever I said earlier if I did indeed say anything at all. I mean, the only thing I can... What's that?
That's the nature of history.
Yeah, and that's the nature of our project. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. What more can I say beyond they're just badasses who don't need a weapon or a shield. They use their freaking bare hands. That's about it. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I would ask, like, Dota, what happens if you take a warrior with no weapon to the forge and a gold piece? Does anything happen?
No, nothing nothing happens. There's
no golden hands.
You just spent your gold.
No golden
hands.
No
golden hands.
Okay, Wild Mage, I hope that answer did not disappoint you. But I'm going to move on from that. Flo is asking a very pertinent question. When will all the 3D models be out? Okay, this is a great question. I told Bear that they would be done early March. But I lie to Bear all the time, so that's not a guarantee.
It's yeah. Literally, there's zero truth coming from his mouth constantly.
But maybe middle to late March sounds like doable. If not early March, I mean, early March might happen as well.
Wait, is this like a
But let's just
tactic?
say
So
March.
I don't. Is this a tactic that I don't get angry? This is you're telling everybody on Wizard Wednesday that you're going to be late. What the hell,
You can already download a bunch of the models from the Book of Lore. I
Dota?
tweeted out why Sam earlier today.
Don't defend Elf. Don't defend Elf.
Uh,
We gotta pin
Um,
him up.
we
yeah.
just got some really cool previews from Nifty Island today. I don't think that they've shared them yet, and I can't wait for them to do it. Frog Eater has been playing out with the models in Unreal Engine. I've been super impressed with Unreal Engine. I mean, that's ridiculous to say because they're the best in the business, but whatever. I'm just slow to the game. I think like especially like playing Hogwarts Legacy lately, and then just seeing just how incredible the lighting, the graphics, everything is. I really, really love Unreal, and so we're starting to get a bit better at that internally at Magic Machine. So yeah, the 3D models are just incredible.
Yeah, let me actually just give my 3D update now. So first, I just want to thank all the alpha testers from that last round, like Night Owl Birdman and Cheddar Bob and Tabitha and everybody we distributed those models to. Seeing all those tests really helped, and so right now we're just making tweaks based on those tests that we saw. There were just a few mistakes here and there. So currently, the V2 of those rigs are in production. I know a lot of you have DM'd me asking for your rig. Those are still in the queue. We're just putting the adjustments that we learned from the alpha release. We're putting those on the next round. But yeah, I mean, 3D is just one of the most exciting things. It's literally going to add a whole new dimension to the project. There's so many freaking exciting things that these are going to be used for. And this just kind of speaks to my favorite thing about this whole space. It's not just collaboration with all the other projects. It's interoperability. And so maybe as a holder out there, you feel like it's maybe slow. You're not seeing the promises that all these metaverse builders made in 2021 and 2022. But I can tell you, I'm seeing behind the scenes. I'm seeing the builders. We talk to so many teams that we're collaborating with daily, and they are freaking building. They're building some amazing things. I mean, just like I think literally 3 times just this morning, I was like in all caps, "This is freaking amazing!" to like 3 separate teams, um, and I just like it. We're all building this like one giant video game, because it's all connected on the same base layer. Um, and our team, Magic Machine, is like busy prepping your character tokens so that they can be deployed into this giant meta game. And so I think just like in the next year or two, we're going to start seeing all of this stuff roll out. It's going to be this Cambrian explosion that just, it's going to feel exponential. I can see it coming. It feels slow now, but it's going to start cascading at an insane rate.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be like a 3D software professional to use these. Everyone in the cult should be able to use them. And yeah, I mean, Nifty Island is just one of many. They just showed us a demo today. It's freaking phenomenal, and they're just one team. So anyway, I'm so excited about 3D.
Yeah, I love it. It's just that's a key part of our strategy, which is to develop like the IP and the assets around these characters and to be able to make these assets usable in any platform. Like we eventually want to have kind of our own, let's say 3D playground. I don't want to call it a metaverse, but like our own 3D like infrastructure so we can release 3D style like games and experiences. Like we'll do that eventually. But at the same time, there's a lot of teams who are like entirely focused on that. So Nifty Island's a perfect example, but there's a handful of others. And so like by making sure that like what I'm seeing some projects do, for example, is either because because they're all basically the same character, just with like different costumes, or because they're just trying to get it out very fast. You're seeing these relatively like low quality, like they might have high quality like vector art on OpenSea, but then the 3D model just looks kind of cheap. And so we're taking the approach of where these models that we issue are like very high quality, very well optimized. I mean, Elf is like extremely talented in this like art of kind of having creating this minimal style 3D character. He's been doing it for forever, and then of course has brought on people who have that same vision and ability. And so it's just great for us to like get these out into the world, and I'm like very happy to, well, I want us to focus on like the characters and then the world and the story, and then we'll let other people kind of build metaverses around it.
Yeah, and just people are asking about souls, and so like, first of all, as far as 3D is concerned, as soon as the Wizards are done, we're immediately doing 3D souls. I don't expect it to take as long as the Wizards because number one, that collection is smaller, and number two, it's a lot of the souls art is just a modification of the existing Wizard art. Um, but then just further on the souls, I just want to say like I've heard that some people don't feel like we give souls enough attention. Which on the one hand, I get that maybe we don't talk about souls as much, and like 90% of our branding and discussion is about wizards. But the truth is, like, souls have just as much or more utility as token utility as the wizards. They got way more imp boxes on Halloween. They have the walk cycles. They have Book of Lore access. They have everything the wizards have, and they're more rare. Um, and I can tell you that like some of the souls are going to have they currently have major roles in the current script for the TV show. And then also, did you see that freaking Lich T-shirt? It was amazing. But yeah, I mean, maybe we talk about wizards more, but the souls are like transcended wizards. They're they have just as much or more utility than wizards, even if it's only on Halloween. So I don't know.
No, totally. Like, I think one of the reasons that it gets interpreted that like, oh, Dodo always forgets souls is because it's just, to me, they're just the same. That the souls are the souls of wizards, and so I'll be like, oh, wizards get this, wizards get that, and in my mind, it's always like souls are always included in that. Like the souls are the souls of wizards. The warriors are something else.
Yep, agreed. Juan Snow, hello. Did you have a question?
What? Speaking of souls, hello.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I think that was an accident. I have you guys in my pocket, but I'm listening.
We're happy to have you up here.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No,
All good. All good.
not at all.
Okay, yeah. So anyway, to answer Flo's question, I'm hoping March is when all the 3D wizards will be done. Tanya is asking about the Goblin Town Scree list, and she's basically asking, should cult members try to get on the Scree list?
No.
They're gonna get airdrops, and so like, will the Scree list stack on top of the airdrop they already get?
No, just you're fine. If you're a holder, you're fine. That's not. We have enough people trying to get on the Scree list. Like, we'll take care of you.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Don't worry about the Scree list, Tanya. Okay. Snoop Dogg is asking. Okay, Bear. This is a question for you. I'm gonna leave it to you how much you want to answer. When comic issue 1? You there, Bear? Bear's not here.
Okay. Well, I can answer and say that for Bear, I'll say this, that we are working on getting a publishing deal that is very close. And one of the consequences of that is, well, it's very good because then we'll have sort of like broader reach, broader distribution. You can kind of like package them up into a book and sell them in like bookstores and retail. But at the same time, that also means the lead times are a bit longer. And so, depending on how that goes, we are maybe looking at like the fall, for example, before the next issue is released. But at the same time, if we get a deal, we have to be able to release on a regular cadence, on order of like once per month. And so part of our strategy is that we're kind of like front loading the production over the next few months so that we can like get, sort of this like regular retail broad distribution deal, and then we'll have this regular cadence of release. So Bear, if you're back, maybe you could correct me or tell me
No, this is
to add
great. I
anything.
would love for you to field my questions in the future going forward. No,
Okay, good.
that's totally right. I mean, I actually have the deal staring at me on the computer and just making sure it's exactly what it needs to be. And yeah, I mean, I was, I don't know if it's like getting into too much detail, but I was actually shocked to know how long the lead time is to get comics out there. It's quite long. And so yeah, it's probably early fall, I want to say. But from there, it's just, every single month we'll be releasing a new one. And yeah, feel really good about. I think you'll be really excited, and hopefully impressed with the level of publisher that we have. And they handle some of the biggest IP. Something else that they do that they specialize in is gaming IP for books. So I think they really understand what we're doing. And as we talked over the past couple of months, I think they realized just really what we're trying to do here, and how much traction we have. So the conversation has been getting better and better. And yeah, I mean, it's going to be. I just can't wait until I get to step into like a Barnes and Noble and see one of our softback graphic novels of some of the packaged comics sitting on the shelf. How exciting would that be? Really cool.
Yeah, on the one hand, like it's a little bit sad that not sad, but like it's like I'm impatient that it won't be until like fall, winter before they're published. On the other hand, I don't really feel that like NFT degens care about comics that much. A comic is like nominally something that a lot of people do, and it like I haven't really seen it sort of like move market. So in that sense, it's a very much like a longer term play anyway. So it's like fine if it's in the fall. We'll all still want to read them in fall. They look incredible. They look incredible. I'm just riveted by every page that I see.
Dota, Snoop Dogg clearly cares about the comic.
Well, I care about the comic too, but I just mean
No,
I
I'm
just
just
mean
kidding.
like,
I'm
yeah,
kidding. I'm kidding.
that like it's not
I'm-
like people are always looking for a catalyst or something, right? And it's like
yeah. No. Listen, I get what you're saying. Like, I don't care about the degens though. I care about the people who like NFTs for the real reason. I mean, whatever. That's a whole other conversation. One thing interesting about the comic though is like we at Magic Machine find ourselves in this really strange middle ground territory where we want to reach out to mainstream audiences. We want to evangelize crypto and NFTs, but also we like sometimes feel like we have to hide the NFT component to appeal to these mainstream audiences, just because that's just where the mainstream is now. So we're trying to walk this really fine line.
Well, I'm so happy you brought that up because yeah, there's conflicting forces, right? I mean, I think we even, as well as we were received at both Comic Cons, we had Coinbase who bought the back cover ad, and there were a handful of people like, oh, it's crypto, and so there's this push and pull of, bringing in our friends' projects and helping give them a platform to talk about whatever they're doing in the comic book. But yeah, I think we just need to tread a little bit lightly. And also, just back to the publisher, I think the one thing that we get beyond just giving Riley and the whole comic book team more time to sort of get all these books ready to go so we can hit that monthly cadence is like we're gonna bring in this publisher is gonna like bring in beyond Riley, who's the superstar in of himself. We're gonna bring in other sort of really well known comic artists to do cover variants. We don't know exactly who that is, but I think part of being in business with a publisher like this, it gives us access. And so getting these other, more traditional comic book artists, I think gives us more validity in the space, which is exciting. And then, they also have all these avenues of people who review comic books and sort of help bring awareness to new series that are coming out. So instead of me sort of just scouring the internet and trying to find people. This is what they do every single day. They're professionals, they're experts, and we get to just like plug right in. So I think we're set up for a lot of success.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, and then Snoop had another question about the Runiverse land sale. Snoop, I'm just going to paraphrase your question. So he's like sort of asking about, he's speculating that the land sale in the Runiverse might be different from land sales in other metas. And the distinction he's making is that other land plots, the market is driven by the resources that those plots offer. And he's wondering if like the land in the Runiverse the market will be driven more by lore and story and culture and like the who is like on the neighboring plots. And if that's the case, will the marketplace focus more on that instead of just resources?
Yeah. So let me talk about this.
Yeah, go for it.
So to me, it's very hard for me to predict what the market is going to be driven by, right? I do think that like there is an aspect of crypto, the default aspect of crypto is to rationalize everything. And a lot of the people that account for the majority of the volume in these marketplaces tend to be very numbers driven and accounting for resources and the economic utility of them definitely feels like something that will always be a major driver, even in the Runiverse land sale, right? So like, it's hard for me to say that like that the lore will win out in terms of numbers when like it's really numbers driven people that drive numbers. So I don't really know is my answer, but my gut would say that probably resources will be a major factor in the market. At the same time, one of the things that you'll notice will drop more specific snapshots of the map. You get this sense, this the sense of a place that like when Bisonic shows us the map of the Runiverse and they're like Thorn, this is like Frog Map. It comes alive in the sense of being like a specific place because they've kind of built landmarks and set pieces, and the towns are not set on a grid, right? We're not talking about islands that are floating in a grid. We're not talking about like a big map where squares and then everyone owns those squares. No, they've actually hand painted a map, looks like the map of that we're all quite familiar with. So it's all laid out in the same way. And so I do think that you will have an important part of this game is basically like the actual location of where you want to live. Like, do you want to live in the tundra or do you want to live by the sea, right? And do you want to live by a city or do you want to live out in the forest? And so all of those things will certainly like play a part in terms of how you think about your character, the stories you want to be told about them. So, um, you know, economically there are still resources, but the towns exist in a location in the Runiverse.
Can I add on to that real fast?
Of course.
Yeah, so I think, and this is what every single project is trying to do that has aspirations to go beyond the handful of people who are in Web3 today, is like this idea of like, how do you speak to the rest of the world? And obviously, we have a couple shots and swings at trying to do that. I think with the game specifically, um, there's two groups of people. There's like native crypto, native Web3, and then there's everybody else and Web2 gamers. And I think the way we have to juggle how we approach that, and it's just like the comic book. If you go too hard on the tokenomics, then it just feels like a DeFi protocol with pictures, right? And if you go too hard in sort of not interacting with the blockchain, then it just feels like a regular game. And what are you doing? You're not really pushing anything novel forward. And so I think the way we think about it is we want to approach the core audience, of course, the cult and everybody who's sort of inside this Web3 bubble first. And then as we get closer to rolling out the actual beta, towards the back half of the year, I think then we kind of need to pivot our messaging to a group of people who are really more about the game itself and the gameplay, and then have them come in and have as little friction as possible so they can just enjoy playing a game, and then they can sort of uncover this new layer of what's possible while they engage with the blockchain. So, no one's done this successfully. I mean, Gabe did the Super Bowl commercial. I'll hold my thoughts on how I think that went. But this is all, again, experiment within an experiment. But I think we start with the people who understand who we are, and who will probably lean into the resources in the land. And then I think we turn and pivot into Web2 gamers, in my opinion.
Bear, I love that you just compared our land sale to the ridiculous Super Bowl antics by that Gabe guy.
I mean,
I'm joking.
I mean, okay, no. I know
It's
you're
fine.
joking. I just when I scanned that QR code and it took me to his Twitter, I almost passed out from anger. I just couldn't
No,
believe it.
you guys got to understand. After that happened, Bear was like raging in the Magic Machine Discord. It was great. Oh, and we lost Dota. Man, you guys need to fix your internets today.
Can you control the quantum shadow?
Yeah.
Well, the real problem is, Elf, the real problem is I get so many phone calls that when someone calls me and I decline it, it doesn't let me back into the space. It's awful.
Yeah,
so that's why I should never.
That's pretty annoying. Okay, I hope Dota's back. I mean, I'm just going to add on to the land sale thing. I have this dream scenario in my head where, like, not only are the Web3 people and the cult playing the game, but it brings in a huge Web2 audience who just love gaming. The dream scenario is that each one of those people converts. They suddenly realize, oh, wow, all these assets that I've gathered and created and been playing with are now tokens that I can trade on the open market. Like, that scenario is the dream. I mean, that's the kind of evangelism I think every crypto project needs to pursue as much as they can. And I really hope the Runiverse does that. Okay, Dota, are you back? Can you speak?
Yep. Hey,
Okay.
hello, hi.
Okay, cool. Here's a really important cult question. Retired Yield Farmer is asking, who is your favorite wizard holder and why is it RYF? Good question, dude. In all honesty, if I made a top 10 list, RYF, you would definitely be on it. Let's put it that way. As far as I'm concerned, RYF is building an incredible game. If you want to know about that, just follow the Loxley's Oracle Twitter account. RYF is a Beastmaster. RYF is a prominent member of the HowDAO. He's been in the cult for probably over a year. I mean, who doesn't love RYF? Dota, Bear, opinions on RYF?
He's handsome. He's
freaking handsome.
Intelligent.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy, what a stud.
What a Chad. So yeah, thanks for the question, RYF. Dota, this question is for you, and it's from Cheddar Robert, I guess is his new name. Dota, when you clicked on the Hall of Cats by accident, in quotes, did you enjoy your brief visit? Was it secretly something you wanted to do? And do you hate Kesh like the rest of us?
Okay, so one, it was entirely by accident. Two, I was not expecting all of the 80s workout gifts. And three, no, I like Kesh. I don't have a problem with Kesh.
That makes one of us.
Okay. Okay.
I feel like Dota. Hold on. Dota,
yeah, go for it.
I feel like you should be blocked from going to the Hall of Cats. I never want you to see what's happening in there ever.
Yeah.
But it's out of love.
Thank you.
Can we block you? I'm gonna make sure SPZ like builds a bot. You can't go in there.
Yeah, you'll have to.
Okay.
I don't want to get
Okay.
beheaded.
Well, then you better stay out of the Holocaust. So, okay, I'm going to bring our guest up. Let's see if he's getting my request.
Are we
But
talking
yeah,
about
I mean,
Nifty League?
yeah, Nifty League. Yeah,
Are they coming up?
I think so. Yep,
Okay,
there's
good.
Bolo Dave.
Yo.
So yeah, I just want to give a quick intro. Nifty League is one of those teams that just stuns me with how much they build.
Mm-hmm.
Earlier, I was talking about the interoperability and the collaboration of the metaverse and why it's freaking awesome. And Nifty League is one of those teams that gets it. I mean, honestly, I can't think of another team that has built as much as they have, and I'm including Forgotten Runes in that. They have like 6 like amazing mini games on their website, maybe more. Their mint was amazing. They have comics.
good. So good.
They recently did a really cool token burn. Their art looks amazing. Their animation looks amazing. I love their characters. I myself have 2 that I minted during the initial mint.
I have way more than that.
And yeah, I mean, if that's not enough, like again, they totally understand that we're all building an interoperable metaverse. So Bolo Dave, we just RT'd the announcement on our account today, but welcome to Wizard Wednesday and tell us all about it.
Welcome.
Man, thank you guys so much for having me. I'm a huge Forgotten Runes fan. I also minted runes day one. Funny story, I was really busy that day and I promised my wife something. And I was going to help her with something for work. And I was like, man, but this project I just found, Forgotten Runes, is minting. And luckily I kind of snuck down the lappy and brought it into the office there. And I was just about to hop into a meeting. Somehow I got to, mint out about 5 wizards. And I was like, thank God. And she's like, honey, are you ready? I was like, oh, yeah, totally ready. Totally ready. So
That's
seriously,
great.
man, I'm just like honored to be here. You guys are just bringing it left and right, and just truly humbled by, everything you just said, Elf. And it's crazy because, Dota, I was actually chatting with Dota in the Nifty League Discord, like day one.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, Dota's here. And Dota, I got mad respect for you, man. And you just keep doing even more and more. Everything you're doing with ordinals and just like providing value and information to the space is definitely noticed, sir.
So like one of the like anchor trading things that I have is this like frontier feeling, and the frontier feeling is when you buy something and you know you're right, and then you feel like you're wrong because nobody else is there. And Nifty League was like clearly that for me, because I minted Nifty League. So you guys minted in order, right? You started 0, 1, 2, 3, whatever, and I minted Nifty League number 5, and I have like 2 under 10. And I remember when I minted, and I was just like, this project, I didn't have insider info. I forget. In fact, it was probably Jitsi that told me about it. And I was just like, this project is amazing. Nobody is minting it. Nobody is talking about it. Why is that? And like, it was so good. That day, I actually minted the number 1 rarest degen. I minted the 1 of 10,000. So he has like this like cyborg eye and a big sword. And I didn't realize what I had actually. This was a year ago, whatever. And so I actually sold it that day for like 3 ETH or something. And I wish I had held it now in hindsight, but all that to say, I've loved your project since day one. I think it's, criminally underrated even today. So we're just so happy to have you.
Man, no, thanks so much, Dota. And yeah, it was a crazy experience, back then. And, it's kind of weird to say that we're pioneers in this Web3 gaming front, but yeah, we truly are, just like you guys. And, just having that type of respect and, love from you guys is, man, it just means the world, because your team is one that just keeps on doing things, and that's what we're just trying to do. Is like, okay, we actually want to build stuff, but then we actually need to deliver it, and that's why I'm just so excited about this collab. we really sat as a team and we were like, man, how can we like offer more value, to other communities? And I think before, people kind of were like, oh, why would you do that? But no, man, this is a culture building move for us. Like, we want to bring people in dope projects, like show them what we're doing and, give you guys some value. And you guys are a project that we thoroughly respect. And that's really the intention with this, is to like, hey, we are building games, and you're actually helping us. Like, this tournament is going to be the first one on our new netcode that we just launched, and it's something that we can actually like gather intel, kind of see how it goes. Is it more stable? And this was a long, months of work that went into this, and this is all another step because we actually are building a 3D game with Smashers, and that's something we would love to bring the cult along with
Cool.
too. So that is like, these are all like the steps that we're trying to do to just bring people, put some eyes on Nifty League. And we just love your guys' brand, everything you're about. And we thought it'd be, really fitting in the game. If you guys have never played Nifty League, or Nifty Smashers rather, it's like a PvP, Smash brawler. And we thought it would be really fitting for the wizard to chuck an exploding jelly donut and the warrior chucks an exploding fish. So
That's amazing. That's amazing.
yeah. So it's super fun, man. I mean, it's live right now. We just pushed the build. If you look on that main tweet, there is a tournament sign up that we're doing. And before you're kind of like, oh man, I'm probably going to go get mollywopped, buy some degens or something. We're splitting this up into two divisions. So we have one division that is going to be exclusively for wizard and warrior holders. So you'll come in, you'll connect to the DApp, and this will populate the wizard game skin, which is your, the elf's wizard right next to me, the purple guy. And then the standard warrior that you guys sent us. So the colors will change like based on like token ID. It'll get sorted, kind of like something where we'll divide by 4 and then whatever the remainder is. But yeah, anyway, that's my spiel. We're just
I'm not
super
worried
happy.
I'm not worried
go
about
ahead.
being whipped by someone else, because I'm just going to delegate my Nifty Degen to Jitsi and
Oh,
let him on my behalf.
yeah. Now Jitsy's actually really damn good. So I mean, that's like he's been someone that's been with us too for a while. So
Yeah.
it's just super cool to see. We got folks in both collections already.
Cool.
Yeah, this trailer, it's pinned to the top right now. I mean, just the trailer alone, you guys nailed it. Like, everything you execute is just practically flawless. And then just the animations on the wizard and the warrior are so fun. Who's the guy on your team? His name is Spike something. I just want to give him some acknowledgement.
Nifty Spike. He's in South Africa. He's in here right now. Yeah, he's Mike Scott in here, but Nifty Spike, yeah, an absolute legend. He and Ben, another pixel animator, do pretty much everything for us, and they are just killer. It really brings a lot of humor, to our games, and just a lot of fun. And I mean, yeah, each one, I think there's about like 250 animations just that we did for the wizard, and then like 250 for the warrior, which is why it's like so fluid, and that's why it's time consuming.
Yeah,
well, I think this is why we get along so well, and I think we have such mutual respect. Is every time you would sort of share new art or animation in sort of our group chat, it was just so clear that you guys care about the bar that you're shipping out to people. You hold yourself to the highest standard, and my God, they're just it's not easy to do animation like that. So kudos to the team, and I'm excited to get in there and beat Jitsi.
Big love, Bear. Yeah, guys, I mean, really, just thanks so much for the platform and letting me come up. I mean, I always try to pop in on Wizard Wednesday. It's just been so cool to see you guys evolve as well. We just had this fun burning event, so we introduced the Hydras. We're not going to have those in Pixel right now, but yeah, we burned like 800 degens to get there. So it was a massive burn, and we're really excited as it sets up, our Niftyverse. We're building a metaverse just like you guys, trying to keep up, man. That's all we're trying to do. So
awesome, man. We'll just keep building, and that's how you get ahead. I'm excited to build along with you.
Well, thanks so much, man. And yeah, I'm happy to step down now, but just thanks for the platform. Come to the Discord, guys. Say what's up. If you have any questions, it's a really friendly community. So just, stop by.
Sweet, man.
Thank you.
Good luck,
Thank
Bolo.
you.
Excited. Yeah. Thanks, Bear. Thanks, Dota. Thanks, Elf.
Later. Okay, Dota, I'm trying to add you back, and I'm glad you're back because now we're going to address the resurrected elephant in the room. Dota, what happened to your burn contract?
Okay, so yeah, so let's talk about it. So the TLDR is that someone was able to resummon a wizard who was burned, but it won't happen again. So that's the short version. So in order to kind of like explain the bug, you're going to have to let me go over a bit of math for you and get a bit technical for a second. The math is not very sophisticated. It's just addition and subtraction, like you might have covered in grade school. But we have to talk about it if we're going to understand what happened here. So in the original Wizards minting contract, there was a bug which we discovered actually after the mint that put fear in my heart, and that bug was that it used the total supply of wizards as the minting ID for the next wizard that was minted, right? So you start at minting wizard 0, 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 10,000, or actually 9,999. It actually turns out that if someone had burned a wizard, because there's a burn function in that contract, if someone had burned a wizard during the mint, then it would have just stalled the mint. The mint would have been broken. No one else could have minted. Forgotten Runes would have been over or redo or something terrible. And when I realized that, I was just totally like, scared and happy that didn't happen. But I'd kind of thought that portion of the code was sort of, the mint was over and we were in the clear. So this was a bug that we'd actually known about. We'd fixed it in all subsequent mints. But there was a vector that I hadn't thought of before, and it was the following, which was when the wizards were burned to make souls, the total supply of wizards actually goes down. So you go to 99, 98, 97. And what that meant actually is that the wizard's contract was still open for minting. And it meant that anytime, so this could have happened in the past actually, anytime that the total supply of wizards was equal to the ID of a wizard that was burned, you actually could have minted to resurrect that token. So this has actually been ongoing since the mint, which is also equally terrifying. The exploiter who found this bug had actually used this bug on a bunch of other projects, some just before ours. So this idea around just the way that the code lines up, if you burn something and you use the total supply for the next token to mint, it actually leaves this vulnerability open. He'd done it to another project just before, and he tried to do it to ours multiple times. And then thankfully, the wizard just below Oberon was not a soul. One of the things that could have happened in that moment is if the person who had owned that wizard had burned it into a soul, they could have then resurrected it right again subsequently after. So it was a pretty big problem to create duplication between wizards and souls. And so, thankfully, for you all alerted me. You pointed it out. We came to the Discord. I was at my computer. And what we did to solve it is we actually turned off the mint. So we do this all the time with all of the kind of like key functions in our contracts. There's basically like a top level function that just says like, can anyone use the mint right now or not? And we basically set it to so that you can't mint from the contract. So if the question is like, will this happen again? Will we have more wizards resurrected from the Sacred Flame? And the answer is no. Because we've turned off the mint, so this won't be possible anymore. So that is your exploit. I'm quite unhappy about it because I don't like to be outsmarted. This is actually the first smart contract that I've had that's exploited. So I'm like feeling sort of awful about that. But I think, maybe the lore around this is somewhat interesting.
We still love you, Dota.
You should see the reactions in the Secret Tower right now. Because I
Shoot,
feel
I
exactly
gotta
the
switch
same
back.
as what everybody's posting in the Secret Tower.
Oh yeah.
but yeah, dude, like, don't even worry about it. Like, honestly, I'm surprised shit like this doesn't happen more often. This is a totally brand new emergent technology. There are black hat hackers who are on our ass 24/7 worldwide. Um, Worse things have happened in crypto, and honestly, at the end of the day, it's kind of cool. Um, so yeah, you don't need to publicly flagellate yourself by any means.
Thanks.
But your explanation was great. Yeah, I
Do
mean,
you
I don't
want to
know if
talk
there's
a little
anything more to
about
say
the
about that.
lore aspect? I mean, no, I think like that's the technical aspect. The technical aspect is it happened. This wizard is now come back from the sacred flame. Both the soul exists as a soul and the wizard exists as a wizard. There are now 10,001 wizard
Yeah.
tokens in the universe. We just had this little inflation, and so maybe you talk about how you were thinking about the lore aspect, though I know some of it's open ended with the holders.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always, of course, tempted to blame these things on the quantum shadow because that is indeed what caused this. There is also this amazing quantum synchronicity with the fact that the associated soul has a resurrected dodo as its familiar. Coincidence? I think not. Uh, it also just sort of feels like other collectibles in the legacy world, like a baseball card that has some kind of manufacturing error. uh Usually those cards, even though they've got like a quote unquote mistake on them, they're more valuable because of that mistake. They're more unique. So I think we roll with this. I think we embrace it. I think it's fun. And whoever owns that wizard basically has a grail right now.
Yeah. Did you ever play? Oh shoot, I can't remember the game. It was sort of is it Braid? Where it was there the mechanic was that you play with your shadow. It's like a Mario game, like a platformer, and what you actually do is it plays a lot with time, and so you would play the round once, and then you would reverse time and then play again, using the shadow of yourself performing those actions at the same time. Did you ever play this?
I have not,
No,
but
but
I've
I
heard of
want
it.
to.
Someone in the Secret Tower, help me out. I'm sure that someone has played this game. I'm pretty sure it's Braid, by this really imagine sort of a similar kind of storyline. It's up to the owners to choose this, where Oberon is sort of the one wizard who was able to survive the sacred flame, but not without leaving a piece of himself behind. So I'm very, very interested to hear what.
Yep, it's super cool. Yeah, so we've got a few minutes left. I just want to touch on Goblin Town real quick.
Oh my
If we're done with the resurrected Oberon, I think Dota's rugging again. Yeah, I just want to say that Goblin Town is looking phenomenal. The art team that we have working on it, I just saw some new artwork today. Every time this team shows us art, my reaction is, damn, I can't believe, or I didn't know that we were going to make a good looking game. I thought this was just going to be like a quick degen like game that sort of plays to the casino on crypto Twitter. But no, this is actually a beautiful game. Bear, are you able to speak on this? We just lost Dota. I swear, you guys, I'm just gonna host Wizard Wednesday by myself from now on. But yeah, Goblin Town's looking good. I don't think Dota
Hello.
is yet to give us a due date. Oh, you're back. Welcome to Wizard Wednesday.
Oh, what is going on with my internet today? I don't know. Sorry.
You and Bear both. Do you have any Goblin Town updates?
No.
Okay, awesome. See you later.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy is I don't think we even have any goblins in our in Wizard Wednesday today trying to ask for questions, because I was gonna roast them in a really fun way today, but they're not even here. So I guess I'll
We
save
still
my
can't.
roasting.
I want to talk about Braid more, which is the designer is Jonathan Blow. So yeah, if you haven't played Jonathan Blow's games, he's just this like infamous, or not infamous, but just this like legendary game designer. You should play Braid. It's amazing.
Okay, maybe I will.
Yep.
Um,
So for Goblin Town, we are still working on it. I don't have any good updates. Whatever. We'll airdrop people tokens when it's ready.
yeah, I mean, the only update I gave is that amazing piece of art that was shared with us today. How badass was that?
Very good. Have we shared that publicly yet?
I don't even know.
Okay. Well, there teaser. There's a naked Skreeling.
Yeah. Which is Jitsy's favorite goblins. Every time he sees a naked goblin, he loses his shit.
He just wants to pinch their little buns.
Exactly.
I just love,
so-
Dota, that you're so sick of giving updates because I know you want to just give them the whole game. That you're like, whatever, I don't have an update. We're going to airdrop everybody tokens. That's what it's been reduced to.
Yeah. The airdrop is coming. Just wait.
Yep. Damn, guys, this might be the first Wizard Wednesday where I've totally run out of content 3 minutes early.
That's when you
Quick
take
Bear,
cult sessions. Yeah. Come up on
Did
stage.
we
Quick
do
Bear, give us an
shout-outs yet?
update from the Bear Cave.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about any lore shout outs or any of that.
Let's do lore shoutouts.
Oh, you mean cult content?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, Elf, cult content.
Okay, it's not called lore shoutouts. I don't know where you guys have been for the past 72 weeks.
I just say whatever Dota says.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Damn it! I don't even have Tanya's brilliant cult content chronicle pulled up, but I really should have. Totally unprepared for this Wizard Wednesday. I don't know. Off the top of your head, can you guys recall any amazing cult content from this week? Besides,
Yeah, the Kelpie. How about
What's
the
that?
Kelpie waves? I'm gonna put the Kelpie waves. I'm gonna pin so many.
Are you talking about the Kelpie from the artist, the high res picture?
Yeah, from the artists that didn't credit us, but whatever, they still look amazing.
Should we tell them the story about?
PVA did a piece about Dr. Slurp with the incredible bass playing Wolf. Daniela Illustra has a sketch from one of Henry Boyd's wizards. Let's see here.
Battle Mage Bullock did a really awesome 3D render. That's looking awesome.
There we go. Tanya's got it shared. Why don't we have Tanya come up? Tanya, you're here. Come up. Why don't you go over? How do I invite you on stage? I'm not a host.
Get up here, Tanya.
Tanya, come up here and go over the.
Dude, you're putting her on the spot. She does.
That's right.
Okay, if you don't want to, you don't have to.
She wants to. I can tell. Look at that wolf head. Tanya, we're not closing the space until you come up here. We'll sit here in silence.
No, only if she wants to. Hey, I actually have one more thing I want to talk about. Bitcoin ordinals, and no, I'm not joking. The only thing I want to say about it is, I got to say, it has honestly brought a lot of attention to the cult. That's what I've noticed anyway, which was like a big reason you did it, right, Dota? Oh my God, we lost Dota again. This is the most clumsy Wizard Wednesday ever. Tanya, hello, save us.
The Quantum Shadow has rolled over.
Is someone whispering Quantum Shadow?
Yeah,
the
Ashley.
quantum shadow is plaguing us. Tanya, hello.
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 Hi.
We love the Cult Content Chronicle. Any standouts for you from last week?
Hello?
Oh
Oh
no, is
my
Dota
God.
working again?
Oh my god. Yes, Dota, you're gone. I'm
I don't know
kicking
where
you off.
that is. Wow.
Dota. Dota. Bad Dota. Elf, this is our one and only chance to boot Dota off the stage. Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm muting him. Okay, Tanya, sorry about that.
No worries.
Okay. Hey, how's it going?
I'm going good. I get nervous on stage. This is very intimidating.
Yeah, I know. You totally didn't have to come up. Listen, all I want to say is I love the Cult Chronicle. Everybody loves the Cult Chronicle. It honestly saves me a lot of effort in the morning before Wizard Wednesday because you're compiling all the great content for me. And yet this week I whiffed and totally forgot to bring it up. So yeah, I mean, before we end, I don't know. Can you give me one of your favorite pieces from this week?
Let's see. I feel bad picking favorites, but
Yeah.
oh man, I don't know. I really like Marco Fine's pieces that he posts in his sort of goblin style. He did like a Goblin Town piece, and then he did one of Bear. That was pretty cool. I love his style.
Oh, the Grateful Show. Yeah, his style's so awesome. It reminds me of the close-ups from Ren and Stimpy. Like, there's really gross close-ups that they
Yeah,
would do.
totally.
Yeah.
Yep, that piece is freaking awesome. We have a moron on stage. Hello.
Hey guys, it's Wander Wonder here, Moron of the North. Just wanted to
What up?
take a moment and say we are doing a benefit telethon comedy hour going on this evening in a Twitter Spaces hosted by Moron Global at 8 p.m. So if you don't have anything going on, pop into the Twitter Space, see what we're doing. We're going to be auctioning off some stuff and having some fun stories and everything. So yeah, pop in, see what we're up to.
Moron of the North, what time will you be going live?
I'm sorry, what time, what?
Will you be going live with the Spaces?
8 p.m. We got a tweet on our Twitter to check out that has more details.
Awesome.
Fantastic. Okay, well, we are 3 minutes over. Dota, any last words?
Stay magic.
Stay magic indeed. And fix your internet as well.
Yeah, seriously.
All right. Well, that's Wizard Wednesday. This has been Elf, Dota, Tanya Del Rio, Bear Snake, Moron of the North, Bolo Dave from Nifty League, and the rest of the Forgotten Runes Wizards Cult. Channeling out from the Quantum Downs. GN, everybody.